And it's getting crowded on the set as we have a couple of former members of Canada's men's national team, Jevohn, as well as Leo Rautins. And Jevohn, you've been busy all week. You've been breaking down Canada's roster, but now we want to look at their competition. You may have heard Canada's in the group of death along with Greece, Australia, and Spain. So who is the biggest threat to Canada in that group?
Well, first of all, you said it. This is the group of death. You know, a really tough group, Leo. But when I look at them, I say Greece is probably going to be Canada's toughest matchup because I look at the size of Greece. You talk about Giannis. You talk about Papagiannis, who's a 7-footer that can stretch the floor, play inside. But more importantly, the X factor for me is Nick Kalathis, who is going to be the best point guard, passing point guard in this tournament. So that mix right there, the size, the depth that they have, and a heady point guard is going to be a challenge for Canada.
Well, and remember, with that size that Greece brings to the table, there's no illegal zones or like that here. You can do whatever you want, so you can clog up the lane a lot. So I agree. I think that first game against Greece is critical, not just because of their talent, but you don't want to lose that first game. If you're in this group of death, that first game is critical. You want to get that game and move on.
And the thing there, the first game, there's going to be jitters, but at the end of the day, you've got to figure out ways to win differently, right? All these teams, when you talk about Spain, they play a lot of staggers. When you talk about Australia, a lot of splits. You have to figure out how to win different opponents and defend different opponents, and that's going to be the key for Canada.
And here you go. Canada hasn't been in the Olympics since 2000. They get into the group of death, but they are the favorites in the group. So based on 1 to 10, we're going the scale here, 10 being the highest. How confident are you that Canada will win the group?
10. Really confident.
Okay.
You look at the group, you look at the team, right? A team that has depth. You know, a guy in SJ that was a runner-up for an MVP candidate in the NBA this season, probably going to be the best guard. He's going to have the freedom. Lou Dort, RJ, guys that can score, guys that are going to defend. So I'm extremely confident with them.
I think they have the best backcourt, maybe not just in a group, but maybe in the entire Olympic group.
Yes.
So when you have a good backcourt, you give yourself a great chance of success. And these guys are tough. FIBA game is a different game than the NBA game. You can be more aggressive and more physical. And you got a lot of guys, like you mentioned, Dylan Brooks, Dort, they like to get into people. Dwight Powell, they want to be physical. So that's going to play into their favor. But I think their backcourt is what's going to get them that. So I agree with you. I think they can come out.
And everybody talks about their lack of size. Well, they're going to be that much more quicker. In FIBA, like you mentioned earlier, you can clog up the paint. There's no defensive 3 seconds. But the interchangeability from their positions defensively, I think that is going to be important for them.
Leo, you didn't give me a number, though.
Huh?
You didn't give me a number.
What do you need a number for?
Okay, 10. We're going to tell him 10. We're going to give him a 10 there,
Let's go. It's pretty obvious.
Let's go on 10. Let's go on 10.
We got 2 10s on the board here. All right. So that being said, if Canada wins the group, finishes first, can we consider this Olympic tournament a success? Or is anything short of making the podium mean that it's been a disappointment?
No, they've got to have a podium finish at the very least, right? You got to be in a semifinals matchup to give yourself a chance, give yourself a shot at a medal. When you think about it, Leo, you look at this group, this is the prime years for this group. Shea's 26 years old. The next Olympic cycle, he's going to be 30. Jamal Murray, 31. You look at Kelly, you look at Dwight Powell, those guys are going to be mid-30s, and they're big parts of your rotation right now. So the prime time, the prime years are right now.
Yeah, this is a team that, forget about us, forget about how everybody's going to feel if they don't get a medal. This group itself would be unbelievably disappointed because they believe they can win. This is a confident group.
Yeah.
Not cocky, not arrogant, but extremely confident, understanding what they're capable of and that they can win.
So of the 4 teams in the group of death, the last team that actually medaled at the Olympics was Australia back in 2020, and Canada would like nothing more than, yes, to walk away from France with a medal wrapped around their necks. Thanks for this, guys.